Sagittarius, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Sagittarius Tarot love reading. Today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in June 2025. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest. Okay, not even going to let me finish my sentence. Going to be one of those times, huh? What's going on with you, Sagittarius? What's going on with Sagittarius as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them? What do we got here? Felt like a massive explosion in there. Make sure nothing else flipped. Okay. Let's get one more for you here. What's going on, Sagittarius? Thank you. Let's take a look at your person's energy. What's going on with Sagittarius's romantic person of interest as it relates to Sagittarius and the connection between them? June 2025. What do we have? I know stuff flipped over. I felt it. Maybe one more. Maybe not. Oh, we gotta get one more here. What is going on with their person of interest? Thank you. All right. Well, damn. Overall energy of this reading, Temperance. This is your major arcana card. Sagittarius major arcana. This is patience. This is not being in a big hurry, not being in a big rush. Another thing this can represent is something like this is like a recalibration kind of an energy. So this can indicate something is way out of alignment, way out of whack. And this would be like trying to correct that, trying to bring things back into alignment, back into more balance, trying to make something just right. It can sometimes represent reconciliation in a standard Rider-Waite tarot deck. This character is got two cups, and the water representing love has been separated into two cups, and she's recombining it. So sometimes this can represent reconciling, getting back together, or being patient while trying to do that. I have the Knight of Cups right behind this. Knights are action takers. This would be actions toward love and emotions, romantic offers, romantic gestures, trying to move forward and advance a cup of love in some way here, trying to be patient with doing that. And I've got either Scorpio or Pisces energy here in the background. I guess this would be considered Pisces. This should be Scorpio, really. Doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're dealing with a Scorpio or a Pisces. We're just having that kind of energy out here. It's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with. This isn't a personal reading. Like if I was doing this with you one-on-one and it's just the two of us, I would be dialing into your specific energy. But here I'm tapping into a collective energy for Sagittarius people I get messages for. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But I got Sagittarius, potentially Pisces, and some Scorpio here. This would be someone who probably has a lot of emotions for you. The problem with the King of Cups is he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. So this is not someone who typically publicly broadcasts how they feel about things. So this could be someone that's in love with you and maybe you're not sure if they are or not because they don't express it. We're moving forward in that direction, but this could also be someone who might be going through some emotional turmoil. They might have something that's out of balance that needs recalibrated inside them, and you don't know about that either, maybe because they're not sharing it. That's the feeling I'm getting here. That's the gist of what this is going to talk to me about. We might come back to that more as we go along. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in June 2025. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you suffer the consequences, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do this and or do something and you start to feel this way, or vice versa. We got the moon as the shared energy here. This is like fear, worry, and anxiety, but usually based on uncertainty. Like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. You can't see the full path in front of you. It's hard to tell, am I going in the right direction or did I make a wrong turn? Should I go back the other way? Like, what do I do? Just not being able to see clearly can cause fear, worry, and anxiety in someone. The other thing the moon can represent is something being hidden in the dark, or something that you don't know about yet, some secret being kept. This is an unconscious mind intuition kind of an energy here. So it could be that you're feeling something and you can't really see clearly right now. Could be something is hidden. I'm going to take a look at that. Tell me more about the moon, please. Why is that the shared energy? Look at everything trying to get away from me all at once. That's like too much energy back here. There's probably a lot of anxiety happening. I got to double check that and make sure nothing else flipped there. Seems like that's happening a lot already in this reading. Underlying this moon energy, Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. Starting at square one. It can sometimes be refilling the cup back up between two people, like if everything got spilled out and now we're starting over at the beginning. This could indicate new person is showing up. Part of the meaning of temperance is blending two things together to make something new. I do have forward movement and potentially someone not fully expressing how they feel about something. Maybe this is fear, worry, and anxiety about the uncertainty of this new beginning that you're having, and maybe you're trying to be patient and take it slow. Maybe there is a new cup of love showing up in this picture here, and that's being hidden right now. Maybe you feel that, but can't really prove it. Let's see what we got here. I got the star right behind it. This is the Aquarius Major Arcana. This is a card of hope, a card of healing. It's also the card that comes after the Tower, so you don't make it to the star energy until something important in your life collapses and comes crashing down all around you. When that happens, it's really hard to see the path moving forward from there. That's part of the meaning of the moon. It's like I can't see the full path ahead of me. Everything's different after the Tower, and then the star comes, and this is the hope that gets you through it. It's the healing that takes place after the collapse of something. It's that guiding light from the universe that kind of lights the way for you so you can see the path moving forward here. Another part of the moon is it's kind of about like not needing to see the full path ahead of you. Just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. You're going in the right direction already. You're feeling your way through it, not seeing your way through it. It's kind of like driving at nighttime. You can't see the full road at nighttime. All you can see is that little spot your headlights are on, and you still make it from point A to point B. And that's kind of what the moon is trying to say. Like, this is either hope guiding you or having hope in the background of what looks like maybe a new beginning. Got the Page of Pentacles behind that. News, messages, communications about physical, tangible opportunities presenting themselves. This is a lot of times a person who has this early stage plan for their future, but it's not a fully developed all the way kind of a plan yet. Probably still based on hope. Now, when I clarify the moon, this fear, worry, anxiety, uncertainty, potentially something I can't see, I get the King of Swords, the Ace of Wands, Strength, and the Three of Swords. Don't really want to see swords. What I want to see is cups. And all I have so far is just this new cup. King of Swords is Aquarius energy. This is a decision maker. This is someone that when they make their decisions, they're very emotionally detached when they do that. They throw emotions and intuition out the window. This is someone who looks at the truth and the facts of the matter. What can I see? What can I verify with my own eyes? What do I know to be true? And I'm going to decide based on that alone. This is also a person that's probably hard to tell how they feel because feelings aren't really the driver behind this person. It's intellect here. So this can sometimes feel like a person who's emotionally distant, emotionally detached, sometimes even feel cold and calculated. Sometimes this can just represent your conscious mind trying to tell you something, trying to point you to some facts, trying to talk some sense, some reason. A lot of times this can just be common sense is saying something different than feelings and intuition are saying. Or maybe it's saying like, I can't see the full path. And now conscious mind is chiming in going, and that means blah, blah, blah. That feels like an interference kind of an energy here. I got the Ace of Wands next. I got the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck still. Two new beginnings here. This one is a new beginning in passion and desire, passionate new beginning, spark of some new inspiration, some new desire. It's also the phallic symbol of the deck, represents the male you-know-what, using it to do you-know-what, new beginning and that kind of a thing there, passion and desire. And then I get Strength. Leo's major arcana card. This represents a very difficult situation that you guys are going through here. It's taken all of your internal strength to make it through this. You have the strength to make it through it. You're just being forced to dig down deep inside yourself and find it and tap into it and put it to use. Another thing it can mean is someone trying to tame this beast inside themselves, like they're trying to rein a piece of themselves in, hold a piece of themselves back, not let this urge or this impulse or this desire that they have, maybe some desire that they have, not let that cause me to make some kind of a mistake that I regret later. So it can be like trying to tame that piece of myself that wants to do something. What's coming to mind is just because you can does not mean you should. Take that for whatever that means to you. Final clarifier here is the Three of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. It's not always a romantic third party, although the potential for that is open here. I can't close the window on that. Even with this, it could be blending two things together to make something new, and we have forward movement on this cup of love here. Now, maybe you're in a new connection with this person. That totally could be, but we have some sort of a heartbreaking thing showing up in the shared energy. This usually is a case where it's not you, it's not them, it's some other thing, whether that's a nosy person sticking their nose where they shouldn't, working too much, geographic distance, like any number of things, alcoholism, like whatever, it could be this third energy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not just here in the shared energy, it's also central to your energy that we'll get to here in a second. This is looking like a new beginning of some kind, and either there's a lot of uncertainty around it, possibly with heartbreak still, like maybe from the past, or I can't close the window on maybe there's a new person sticking their nose where they shouldn't be. I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Sagittarius, because then I will be able to see more how that applies to you. I'll come back to it again when I go through your person's energy. For you, the first card is the most important. You got the Four of Cups. Central to your energy is that Three of Swords. And your final card is the Hanged Man. Four of Cups is Cancer energy. This is about being like not fully emotionally happy, not fully content with what I have in front of me. And I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that I believe might lead me to my happiness. I just don't have that yet. Now, sometimes this can indicate there's a love offer on the table between the two of you. Like maybe we've already started, the spark is here, like this new beginning. There's some hope in the background. Maybe even some forward movement and someone having feelings they're not necessarily expressing. This can represent there's a love offer on the table already, and it just hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. It's been left kind of hanging here in the air with nothing really being done about it. Sometimes this can indicate you are contemplating making a love offer to them, or maybe they have offered a cup of love to you and you're contemplating whether or not I want that or not. Maybe having conscious mind stick its nose in there and saying, hey, remember what happened last time? I'm going to clarify this. It could mean a couple of other things. Like the person has got these three cups in front of them. And three cups can represent either being together, in which case I'm not fully happy when we're together and there's this other person I'm thinking about or this other thing that would make me happy, but we don't have that here. The three cups could also represent a third party love triangle because we got three cups of love that I'm not happy with and I can't get that other cup out of my mind. It could mean any of those things. Hell, there's nothing that says it can't mean more than one of those things at the same time. So tell me more about this Four of Cups, please. Why is the Four of Cups here? Anything flip? Nope. Okay. Underlying that energy, Knight of Swords. Again, knights are action takers. This is the fastest knight in the deck. This is rushing forward and taking this decisive action on something. Usually this will be a person who's like spur of the moment, spontaneous, maybe even a little bit impulsive and reckless. A lot of times this will indicate someone has they took this action really quickly and they didn't think about it first. They just did it. And now that they're at the spot where they're thinking about it, I've already done it. So it's too late now. It could be that. This could be you struggling to contain yourself because you kind of want a cup of love, but I'm afraid of moving too fast. Damn, dude. I'm hoping this is not going that direction, but it looks like it might be. I got Queen of Wands in the background. Now, sure, that could be your energy, fire sign. In that case, this would be you knowing exactly what you want and you going after what you want, not taking no for an answer. Like, not only does she know what she wants, she knows what she deserves, and she's not going to accept less than that. I don't know if this is saying I already took actions before I really thought about what is it that I really want, and now I feel like maybe there's something missing, or maybe you're in a connection you're not happy with that maybe you got into quickly, and now maybe something else is popping up. I got Queen of Swords right behind it. Like, that's Libra energy. This is about speaking the truth on something and then cutting off a thing or a person that isn't in your best interest anymore. She's got her head above the clouds, so she sees clearly at this point. So she knows what's going on. And she holds her hand out because she's fair. She's having the difficult conversation with someone and she's letting them tell their side of the story. The problem is she already knows the truth. So when their story doesn't match what she knows, she cuts their head off. I got King and Queen of Swords here. Like, the King and Queen of Cups build the 10 of Cups. Like, King and Queen of Pentacles make the 10 of Pentacles. King and Queen of Swords make the 10 of Swords. Like, this usually represents two people that used to be together but aren't anymore. And damn, speaking of, I'm getting ahead of myself again, but 10 of Swords is in your person's energy here. This is usually like the difficult conversation where truth gets spoken and then some severing happens. And I'm not sure how to take this. Like, this is either you got in too fast before you thought about what you wanted. 9 times out of 10, that Queen of Wands ends up representing the other woman, like the one that there's passion and desire and attraction for, and maybe some actions were taken really abruptly with that, and maybe there's a severing. Either way, I've got you here in your energy. Like, most important card is like, I'm not happy and content with what I have. Like, something's missing. And when I clarify that, I get the Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the Devil. Page of Cups is news and messages and communications about love and emotions, expressing feelings. This could be like early stages of like communicating about feelings. I did see the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck when I clarified the shared energy. So this could be like new beginning with someone that you're talking to. This could also indicate that you're not happy in the current connection because you're looking to move forward and take actions with the King of Cups, and maybe what you're getting is the little boy version of that. This would be like the not fully emotionally mature, not fully emotionally developed, lower tier version. This can indicate an apology, expressing feelings, communicating, being flirty. This is feeling like it's telling me why you're not happy. I got 7 of Pentacles next. This is Taurus energy. This is a period of time going by. And it's either a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection or this situation that you're in. And you're trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? Is this going to be that maximum stability and abundance and prosperity, and where we combine our lives together and build something together for real? Is this worth me putting my time, effort, and energy into it still? Or maybe this isn't going to pan out and maybe I should cut my losses and move on. I did see that, like, look, I moved on this and now my desire is taking a back seat here, and maybe this is like cutting my losses and moving on. This could be that period of time where you contemplate that stuff, but this could also represent a period of time where seeds were already planted on something and it's been kind of like growing and maturing in the background and waiting on a time where I can harvest from it and get something out of it. I don't know if this is telling me there's been a period of time where you haven't been happy and you've been waiting on this thing to pan out and turn into like what you want instead of what you've been getting. It's kind of what it's feeling like, a period of time where I just haven't been fulfilled here, haven't been happy. What I'm expecting is like I'm getting talk but not action here, and then I get the devil. Capricorn's major arcana. This is heavy toxic energy. This is obsession, addiction, a feeling of being trapped by something, feeling like I can't escape from something, like something has control of me and I don't have control of it. These are the same two people from the Lover's card, but here they've got chains around their neck. They've grown horns and tails because being in this distorted energy is starting to distort them. It's starting to change who they are. And like the longer that continues, the worse it's going to get. But this can feel like it's like an illusion kind of an energy too. And when I have the moon out here as the shared energy, this could be like I'm sensing something is off with the connection, but I still can't bring myself to escape from it. Like the people have chains around their neck, but it's just a loop. Like their head is in the loop, like, you know, thinking about it over and over again and like trying to examine it from different ways. And they think they're stuck in it, but they could just like take the loop off of their head and free themselves. They just don't know they can because their head's in the damn loop and they can't see it. So this is an energy that keeps you trapped and stuck, but it's not that you're actually trapped most of the time. It's most of the time just you're not seeing clearly. And I got the moon here. I'm feeling a lot of times this will be like at the beginning, this looked like exactly like the thing that you wanted it to be. But over time, you realized it's not what you wanted it to be. It's something less than that. But now I'm kind of stuck in it is what it's feeling like. Central for your energy, 3 of Swords. We already saw that here in the shared energy. It's Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Like I said, it can mean a lot of different things. It can mean something from the past hurt you, and it's not even this person. It could also be that this person has sparked up some passionate new beginning, and maybe they've been communicating with someone for a while. I'm going to clarify that and see what else I can find for you. Tell me about this 3 of Swords, please. Why is that central for Sagittarius? Ace of Cups, new beginning in love and emotions is underlying this heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. And then there's still the star in the background, hope and healing. Now I feel like I'm getting 2 messages that are mixed together. So I don't know how to take that. If it's like one way for you and the opposite way for the next person that watches after you, or if it's some element of layers to your story here. But I've got like new cup of love with hope in the background, and 3 of Swords, heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. I don't know if this is telling me in the past you weren't happy and you got stuck in something for a long time that wasn't what you wanted, and you're still feeling remnants of that pain, and maybe that pain is causing you to have fear, worry, and anxiety, and maybe that pain is something you're still struggling with, and maybe common sense is interjecting itself into a passionate new beginning with this person, a new opportunity with them. It could be that. It could also be telling me that we got a third person involved here, and that could be causing a heartbreaking thing. I'm having trouble understanding, like, if we have a third person involved, hope still being in the background. Although I guess it could be just as simple as like, yes, this third person is involved, or maybe I don't actually know if the third person's involved and I hope they're not. Or it could be, yes, they brought a new person in and I hope that we end up getting back together anyway. Take it however it resonates for you here. But when I clarify 3 of Swords, I get 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not letting go of it, or not wanting to let go of it. I don't know why you would want to like hold on to something heartbreaking for you. I also am not understanding why you would want to hold on to a less mature version of what you're actually trying to get. Although the Page of Cups is like a lot of times a very dreamy energy. Like I have one deck where like the dude is actually floated up off the top of the card because he's got his head in the clouds and he's not grounded. So it could be an element of like still wanting to believe in something that's not panned out. And maybe you don't want to let go of the belief in it. That could be. But I also have 7 of Cups with it, which is Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about your choices here. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of different ways you could choose to play this. There's a lot of emotions involved. And part of this card is about not wanting to pick the wrong cup and make some kind of a mistake. And I do have New Cup showing itself here with hope in the background. But then again, there's Ace of Swords, logic and reason and common sense and like the new idea. This is even the sword you make decisions with, the sword you sever something, cut something away with. And then I've got the past right behind that. Scorpio energy again of reminiscing about the past, thinking about the past, the way it used to be. It could be something from the past coming back up again, something happening again, or even a person from the past. There's some element of the past here with severing with it. And then there's some element of hope in the background of this new cup of love. And then I've got the World, ending of one cycle, beginning of a new cycle. And then 4 of Cups again, not happy, not fully happy and content. Whatever this is that you're holding on to is just taking you for a loop. It's taking you for a repeat of something you're already not happy with. And in the background of that, 5 of Swords. Like this is, at its core, it's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. This can be a big fight. This could be just mental and psychological pain. This could be a betrayal of some kind. It could be a conflict in your thinking. Whatever this is that you're holding on to isn't helpful for you. I think it's helping keep you clouded, not able to clearly see. And then what feels like the safe thing to do is wait, but I don't know that that's actually the right move to make. Like there's some element of something unhealed here. And I don't know if it came from this person yet, or if it came from some unrelated third party. But we got something that's off. And then I got 10 of Wands for your last clarifier of this sadness and remorse. This is a Sagittarius energy of you carrying a very heavy burden. It's something that's weighing you down and holding you back. And it's a 10. 10s are completions. This is supposed to be the completion of you carrying the burden. It's supposed to be the spot where you lay this down and move forward without it. That's tied directly to this thing that you're chained to, this thing that you feel like I can't break away from. But you can. I just don't know that you can see it yet. The final card in your energy is the Hanged Man. This is Pisces energy. This is progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck at a dead standstill. The Hanged Man hangs upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different point of view than he would normally look at things from. What he's been doing hasn't been working, and he's trying to figure out a way to make it work. And that's an inherent part of like the danger of this energy. Don't get me wrong, looking at things from a different perspective sometimes is exactly what you need to do, but this kind of energy is easy to cross the line into something else, because where his focus is on things, and things are external to you. So this would be being focused on the problem that's outside of me. And if the problem is outside of me, the solution must also be outside of me. And he doesn't ever look at himself from a different point of view. That's what the hermit does. The hermit looks inside and he's looking outside. And that can be why you can't see what's outside. And maybe that's causing uncertainty for you. And I feel this like, whoa, rein this in. There's something that you're stuck on that from your perspective is external to you. I'm going to see what this tells me here. Why is the Hanged Man the final card, please? Okay. Come here. Knight of Swords is underlying that. This is that rushing off and taking this decisive action on something that I haven't thought through first. Like, this is very fast energy, and this is like locking the brakes up. These are like very conflicting energies here. And then I have the Moon behind it. Fear, worry, and anxiety, uncertainty, something being hidden. And the thing that's being hidden, Queen of Wands. So either this is telling me that I'm stuck right now because I already took these actions without being able to see clearly what it is that I want. Maybe I don't know what I want and it's clouded up for me, but I already took the actions. Or we got the problem is external to you because this person took actions very spontaneously in this person's direction and hid that from you. That could be what this emotionally detached, sparking up some passionate new thing because they couldn't contain themselves. And it was easier to try to hide it than to contain themselves. That could be why I've got the Devil out here. Could be a period of time where you've been unhappy because you're dealing with a person who has some element of themselves that they aren't in control of, and they're constantly struggling against that piece of themselves. And you're probably the one getting hurt in the process, hence being stuck in it, hence carrying this burden. And then the difference between what you want them to be and what they are, being hard to reconcile that, but at the same time hard to let go of it because of what they could be. When I clarify the Hanged Man, I get 8 of Swords, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. 8 of Swords is Gemini energy. This is thinking about something over and over and over and over on the repeating loop in your mind. Like I said already about having your head in the loop. This is the loop, the repeating thoughts. The lady's blindfolded, which means she's got holes in her information. There's parts that she doesn't know. She doesn't have all the information. And that's why she's looping. She's trying to close those loops in her mind. She's trying to fill in the blanks, make this all make sense. And I think it all the way through and no, that's not it either. Let me do it again. And it's about feeling stuck and trapped and blocked because I don't know what's the correct move to make here and I can't see everything. And I've got the Moon here. I can't see. And the Moon right behind you taking actions. It's like, or maybe it's them taking actions. I'm stuck in the loop. I'm holding on to something I don't want to let go of. And that's a not fully developed version of what I want. Now, you could take that to mean that the relationship hasn't developed fully the way you want, hence something feeling missing. Or you could also take that to mean that this hasn't turned into what I want because I have the child version of this King of Cups that I want. I already saw that King of Cups right here in the overall energy. We got being patient about something, about moving forward toward King of Cups. And Here's grinding in circles, stuck, holding on to something, and then King of Cups shows up again. Scorpio energy, it's right beside Seven of Cups. Like, this is probably someone you don't really know how they feel. They have feelings. This King of Swords doesn't mean they don't have feelings. It usually means they toss them out the window, and I'm not interested in how anyone feels. But this could mean the feelings that you have for them, and that has you stuck in the mental loop because of all the feelings, and those emotions could be clouding your judgment here, making you think, I should hold on longer. I should continue to wait for this to pan out. The problem is we've got this next row here with the devil, this thing I can't break free from, that's burdening me and holding me back. And then there's Queen of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy. This is like the wife type of an energy, like the mother, the wife, the centerpiece of the home and the family. She builds the 10 of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. I have not seen head nor tail of either of those cards. No king, no 10 of Pentacles. Just this person that this would be like someone building their life around you, or you wanting to fill that kind of a role in a relationship with someone who loves you and wants to build their life around you. But there's some sort of a heavy burden attached to that. This almost feels like waiting on the thing patiently to turn into what I want it to be, and it's still not there yet, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm interested to see how this relates to this other person, because I don't know yet if this person is doing things they aren't supposed to be doing and hiding that from you and putting you in this state, or is this something that happened to you previously and now it's got you very unclear and uncertain about what to do about a new person. So in this person's energy, the first card's the most important. We got the World, central to their energy, 5 of Wands, and their final card is the 10 of Swords. The World is the last card of the major arcana. It's endings of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle. In terms of zodiac signs, this would be the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. That's like an ending to something and at the same time a new beginning. Sometimes that's a new person, new beginning. Sometimes that's, hey, we're going to go for another lap. What we got here? Why is the World? First card. Okay, we're taking extras. Quite a few of them, it would appear. Ace of Cups. New beginning in love and emotions. So we have an ending happening and a new beginning at the same time. New beginning in love. Sword, like new thought, new opportunity of some kind. But this is normally a decision. It's normally a decision to cut something away. The past is behind that. Now this can be the sort of clarity, but clarity does not line up with the moon being here. That is shared energy that affects you both. So that moon card is also affecting them. This is looking like new beginning is here. So I'm ending a cycle and severing the past so I can start this new thing. That's what that looks like to me. When I clarify that, I get the Star, the Chariot, Temperance. So all 4 major arcana so far. 8 of Cups, 3 of Wands. The Star we've seen. It's always been for you behind the Ace of Cups. This is hope and healing. But this is looking like hope at the new cup. This person has me confused. I don't know. Is this hope that we can fill this cup back up together? Or is this hope that I can cut you off and hope the new person works out? Struggling with that. I think they might be struggling with that too. And I don't think they're certain either. The Chariot, this is the fastest energy in the whole deck. Cancer's major arcana. This is like very fast movement on something. This is usually like the underlying will to overcome the obstacles or the problems or the stuff that's in my way. Just get past all that through willpower and then move forward very fast in success. But there's a misalignment, an internal conflict on the card. There's the black sphinx and the white sphinx, and the driver doesn't have any reins to control this. So that's like a metaphor for this person. And if like this dark side of themselves and the light side of them aren't pulling in the same direction, this thing ain't going anywhere. It's every bit as stuck as the hanged man that's over here on your side. Or worse yet, it could tear itself in two different directions as it tries to move forward, which feels like where this person is in a conflict here. There's definitely something that needs recalibrated. I've got ending of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle, and their next card is the Five of Wands, which is literally about an internal conflict where a piece of them wants this and another piece of them wants that. And now I'm torn between these two things. And that's what I'm really feeling here. It's like almost like I have hope for this new thing to start, and I can maybe get the hell out of Dodge and blend myself together with a new person. That's what it's feeling like. Now, this could be we've had a cycle between us end, and I want to start a new one, and having the hope that we can overcome all of this and blend our love back together. It could be that. This could also be that they have hope that they're ending this and going a different direction here, and they have to be patient instead of rushing forward. I have to keep something hidden and rein myself in. I've got Eight of Cups and Three of Wands next. Eight of Cups is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching and then physically detaching and walking away. The person's walking away from 8 cups of love because they think there's something better out there and they have to go find out if it is or not. So a lot of times that's someone thinking the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence. I got a new cup of love here. I've got passionate new beginning, some cutting away of the past. Looks like cutting away of teamwork and collaboration and working together and needing to move fast, but also wanting to be patient. Like this looks like walking away. And if it doesn't pan out, most of the time, this type of a person will try to come back later. But then I've got with that, like detaching kind of an energy, emotionally detached, King of Swords, emotionally detached decision maker. And I've got waiting here. So I've got patience in both decks and waiting. Like, I know what I want. I've chosen the path. I've started taking steps down the path. I believe what I want is going to happen. It just hasn't yet, and I'm waiting on it. Like, this is almost like I want to get the hell out of here, but I need to be patient, so I'm just emotionally detached while I wait. But then I've got that internal conflict. Like, that to me, that indicates they want to go 2 directions at the same time and can't. What's going on with that? Tell me more about this Five of Wands for Sagittarius' person's interest, please. Make sure nothing else flipped here. Okay. Knight of Swords. Again, very fast movement. This is, I did it before I thought about it, and I didn't think about it until after I did it. Queen of Wands. This looks like someone who took actions on something they had passion and desire and attraction for. Started something new that they probably didn't intend to do. And that probably led to a severing between the two of you. There's the Queen of Swords, like the off with your head queen. Truth getting spoken. Yeah, and then there's the moon in the background. This looks like a person that kept it from you, probably for a period of time, kept you in the dark and clouded up based on how you felt about them. See, a lot of times when I get this King of Cups and the Page of Cups and the Devil, like, that's almost like your idealized view of them based on the potential you saw in them, not on the actual demonstrated behavior. This is almost like I have these feelings for them, and now I'm giving them credit for being that, when in reality they're not that. I think this person did dumb stuff they should not have, and it led to 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and Judgment. I'm getting ahead of myself, but 10 of Swords is next for them, and now I've got it in their energy in both decks at the same time. This is Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending. Sometimes this is an ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords are in your back. Sometimes this is an ending in betrayal, hence getting stabbed in the back. Like that's something coming to an end, even when they're conflicted about it. I've got 2 of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. 2s are choices. This is a physical choice between 2 things that I can't have both of, and I have to weigh my options and look at the pros and cons, and this one or that one. Do I or don't I? It's some sort of, like, it goes perfectly with this internally conflicted energy here. That's got an ending on both sides of it and a new beginning on the left of it here. But this is, a lot of times, will be someone who's not fully committed to something, and they can't make up their mind, and they're 1 foot in and 1 foot out, like not fully in it. It can even be someone who's juggling 2 people and possibly keeping it secret, which could be why I've got 3 of Swords in both decks also out here. Then I have Judgment. This is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is about passing a final verdict in judgment on something. In a relationship, this is either A, calling it dead and over and there is no coming back, or B, resurrecting it and like calling it back from the grave, bringing it back to life. I got what connected to that on the side is Temperance, and above it is the 2 of Pentacles, and like both of those look like they're juggling 2 things here. It's got 10 of Swords in the column with it, so I gotta go with dead and over with as their decision, not resurrection. Especially because 10 of Swords is the next card for them. Swift, painful ending, ending you don't see coming, ending in betrayal. Tell me about 10 of Swords. I just saw 6 of Cups flip upright, show itself, and then go back in face down. Didn't come out. That does not mean that the 6 of Cups energy isn't present here. It is present. It doesn't come out, and it makes it a point to show it to me because this person is trying to hold something in. They're trying to contain it and not let it come out. The 6 of Cups is the past, history of something. I got the world at the beginning, ending, new beginning. And when I see history like that, tied to swift, painful ending, ending in betrayal, that tells me there's probably a history of them getting conflicted and causing endings. Ace of Swords. This is the decision. This is the sword you use to cut something away with. 8 of Wands. Very fast moving energy. Sagittarius energy. Cutting away Sagittarius energy. This would be like very fast movement, fast forward progress on something that there's passion and desire for. This would be a lot happening all at once, and a lot of times this can be like an overwhelming amount of stuff happening. And then I get one step, another really, really fast energy, Knight of Wands. This is like, it's rushing forward and taking a rapid, passionate action on something there's passion and desire for. So I got a lot of very fast forward movement, passion, desire based, after some severing, after some ending. This gets called the player of the tarot deck a lot of times because it's that wishy-washy bullshit, in and out, back and forth, can't stay fully committed to what I say, or worse yet, come in and tell you everything you want to hear so they can get what they want, but then they go somewhere else and do that same routine there and get what they want in 2 places. Ace of Cups. Yeah, there's no mistake in that. Like this is the person who's like cutting this off and going full speed ahead toward this new cup. I think they waited and waited and waited for this to be able to take place. And I think you probably knew when I clarify 10 of Swords, High Priestess, Magician, Emperor. All major arcana. The high priestess is the intuition. It's the unconscious mind, the gut feelings, the signs, the internal knowing when you don't have any way of knowing. Like, this is your intuition screaming at you. It's right here, surrounded by 10 of swords to the top, 10 of swords to the left, and hope in the same row. This is when, like, 9 times out of 10, when your intuition is screaming at you, it's trying to tell you something that you don't want to hear. It's trying to tell you something you don't want to be true. And it's easy to try and push it aside and ignore it because there's never any actual facts to go with it. It's just a feeling, a hunch. It's just some way of knowing without being able to explain how you know. And when I've got that surrounded by an ending, it's like I know something bad's going on. I can feel it. Like, either one of these cards can represent there's something you don't know about. There's some secret. And they're both out here. And what's here with the ending that it's surrounded by is hope. And sometimes hope's the only thing that gets us through. But then again, sometimes misplaced hope can be the very thing that keeps our head stuck in the loop, where we refuse to free ourselves because we're still hoping for this thing we don't want to let go of to pan out and happen. But it's not. Attached to your internal knowing over here, we got the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck, the Magician. This is a person whose thoughts and actions shape the world around them to be in alignment with how their will desires it to be. I got their will right here about getting the hell out of here. Move forward quickly. Even though there's a conflict, don't matter, go. This is telling me that this person created the situation I'm reading about here. He's also manifested a spot where I'm juggling 2 people and I can't make up my mind. So maybe this is them getting their mind made up for them. Maybe you found out the truth and hence the severing and the ending that I'm seeing. But either way, I got the Emperor next. This is Aries major arcana energy. This is an energy of control. There's 2 energies of control in tarot, the Devil and the Emperor. This one's supposed to be about being in control, taking charge of a situation, putting together a plan to get what I want, executing the plan to get what I want. It can easily cross the line from being in control to being controlling, but I've got the 2 master manifester energies right here in your person's energy in a column about an ending happening and your intuition screaming, I told you so. The Emperor is the person who's in charge here. They're making the rules. They're setting the boundaries. They're calling the shots. It's up to them whether this is dead and over or whether it gets resurrected. But I think them getting what they want and putting together the plan to get that, I think that's something they were probably patient with. I've got patience there. I've got patience here. Patience related to forward movement in romance. And probably keeping my emotions to myself. What's behind that? Oh, damn. What's behind that King of Cups is the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. And then some more time going by. This is like, okay. King of Cups would be like the person you have emotions for. The King of Wands would either be you have passion and desire and attraction for them, or this is how they're operating. Pinnacle of the wand suit. I've got the phallic symbol of the deck right here, but this is the king that is the top of the line of that suit. Very driven, motivated, not just in general, but by passion and desire as well. And then I've got the King of Pentacles behind that. So like 3 different faces here. This would be like husband energy. But ahead of husband is passion and desire. And then emotions that I'm not necessarily talking about. And then 3 cups of love. And a period of time. I think the third person was involved already for a period of time. I just saw Four of Swords. That's like a pause, a break, patience here, like waiting to be able to detach and walk away, trying to rein myself in. Like I'm feeling forced patience. And I feel like this person has ended things. And you're still stuck in some sort of a mental loop. In other words, like the way that you're thinking about it is what's keeping you stuck. You're not actually stuck. There's something that you're holding on to that's keeping you there. And it's some level of confusion is tied to it, but a whole lot of burden is tied to it. And there seems to be a pretty dramatic difference from, well, this is in the column with this, pretty dramatic difference between the credit you're giving this person versus what they actually are showing you.